Uh, so how did you switch from CA to the booklet guy thing? And was the reading imbibed in you from the childhood itself?
Not really. I was never an avid reader since childhood. I used to hate books. In
Okay.
fact, till fifth standard, I used to firmly believe that Anonymous is the name of a famous poet.
Okay.
That naive reader I was. So thanks to my elder brother, I think I owe my reading habit to my elder brother. So he used to play tricks to enforce reading habit on me, literally. Knowingly or unknowingly, during my birthdays in the month of July, he used to secretly warn my friends and their parents that nobody will get toys at birthday as birthday gifts for Amrut. If at all you want to get something, get only books, any kind of book. So in short, I never enjoyed my birthdays. So surrounded with books, no toys to play. I got introduced to Harry Potter, Tenali Raman, Akbar Birbal, Vikram Betal, Alice in Wonderland, Beauty and the Beast, Snow White, Chacha Chaudhary, all the kids' books. I think I fell in love with stories since then that I can paint my own imaginative world. So that's how it happened.
But what made you like you completed your CA? Generally, we'll start our own practice or we'll do job. So what made you start with this?
I think thanks to books and various books which talk about, never take your past as a reference point. See, for me, now I use education. I don't know whether it's a right approach or wrong approach. Uh, but I looked at education, be it commerce graduation or a CA degree, as a cushion to fall back, just in case I fail in my risky ventures. Okay,
Okay.
as a safety net. Okay, a guy with a CA degree can easily make 1 lakh rupees a month in a city like Mumbai, right? I mean, that the least I can expect. So why not try something that nobody has tried till now? Okay, so
Okay.
doing things differently is my childhood problem. No, I hate to, I always challenge the status quo. So, and hence I thought, okay, now that I have a very safe degree with me, I know I'll never be in a hand to mouth. So let me give it a try and try a few startups. And so, but my three startups failed in a row, and I was
Okay.
fortunate enough that the fourth one clicked.
So the three startups were related to the book industry only?
No, no,
Okay.
completely different. Yeah. Mm.
So you never like, of course, you thought in your mind ki, as a cushion to keep as a CA degree. And definitely most of the people, like who don't want to do CA or after CA they want to do something else, they keep it as a cushion ki, I can fall back to the CA degree. And that's a very general scenario which we look around us. So what made you, like after CA, like you, of course you answered it, but not even a thought came to your mind कि कि मेरे को practice start करनी है या मतलब like job करता हूँ मैं, अगर ये नहीं चला तो of course cushion है CA, but then also family responsibilities.
Yeah, I think yeah, you asked a very valid question. The idea did not come somewhere from thin air. I think it was a culmination of many things. So once I did my CA, I got into stock market, which was nothing to do with traditional CA. But
Right.
yeah, I was fascinated, made good money, and then uh, I started teaching CA students. I had a hidden teacher within me. I'm fond of numbers, so accounts, costing, management, accounting, and once I was teaching in an academy, and something unusual happened. The receptionist came suddenly inside without my permission and asked a boy to get up and leave the class. She took him away, and he was one of my favorite students. He was quite bright student. And when I inquired later on, I realized that he failed to pay the one of the installment of fees, and hence he was removed from the class. And there, I think my heart melted, And of course, I was furious at the management, and I said, this is not fair. And so I decided to quit that academy and decided to start teaching for free for the needy students. I
Okay.
think there the first seed of social entrepreneur was born. And so then I realized the most common complaint of most of the teachers is that over a period of time, teaching becomes monotonous because they have to teach the same thing again and again. The
Again,
same
right.
debits and credits and holding company and subsidiary company and contribution and fixed cost. So I thought, for my sake, let me teach the big ideas from the monk who sold his Ferraris and Chanakya Nitis and the Seven Habits. No, okay, so I get to know something new. So my real passion, if you say it's a secret which I'm going to reveal, is not reading. It's
Okay.
it's once I learned something exciting which blew my mind, which shattered my old beliefs, and I agree with it. I love to passionately share it with you, with the whole world, with
Okay.
in my own desi personal vocabulary. This is
Okay.
my specific passion.
Okay. So, I guess your favorite subject would be costing because you were talking about my contribution, fixed cost, and all during CA journey. So, can you tell our viewers about your venture?
The booklet, the
Yeah,
fourth
yeah,
startup. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so it can't be called as a venture now. It's a social enterprise. I'm a
Right.
social entrepreneur. I'm proud to call myself as a social entrepreneur. Uh, See, Booklet Guy is not a brand. Booklet Guy is not a celebrity. Booklet Guy is not a YouTuber. Booklet Guy is not a influencer. Booklet Guy is a spirit that believes in the power of reading habit. I think I'm a stupid reader, but of its own kind, who
Okay.
doesn't keep reading to himself. Okay, everybody reads for oneself. Yeah. But no, he wants to infect the youth of India through his reading habit and inspire them to cultivate reading habit. Yeah, and for
Okay.
that, I found a stupid medium called Booklet app, which is not everything. Okay, it's just an excuse to
Right.
keep books relevant in your daily routine. And so I read for India. If you say that you don't have time, which is not the real reason, then I'm there to help you to make it a little easier to access great books. I will read these great books, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Sudha Murthy and Alchemist, okay, because I can read at a very fast pace and summarize them in 20 minutes. Also record them in my voice and give it to the whole of India, to all the brothers and sisters of my country for free through my free mobile app called Booklet. And today, almost 65 lakh enthusiastic young Indians are part of this mission.
Okay. So, like you told, you do it in a summarized manner. So, there are like various notions on which people read. One is like, for the knowledge purpose. Second is also to improve the vocabulary. So if you're giving it in a summarized way, so do you think the vocabulary and all would improve in this scenario?
Yeah, of course, yes. But you know what, Ronak? Um, Vocabulary is not the primary objective of reading habit.
Okay.
Yeah? It will come as a byproduct. Okay.
Okay.
The main focus is to learn those big ideas from the greatest minds of the world.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So that is the primary objective. And great vocabulary will come as a side dish.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So, to give you a heads up, like I had met you in 2019 at an ICI event,
Oh,
and
really?
had
Ah,
launched your book in the BKC hall as well also. Or matlab, not launched as in like it was just a week or so. It was November, to be precise,
yeah, yeah,
November
yeah.
or so, I guess.
Correct. I launched in November. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So from there, I'm, following you on Instagram and all as well also. So what is
Ah.
your daily routine? Like, you are managing your business as well also. Health-wise also, you look good. So what is your daily routine and how do you feel a disciplined nature is a must for today's youth?
My daily routine. Okay. See, honestly, it won't be very beneficial for you and the viewers to know what time I wake up and what I do at what
Right, right,
time. That is up
right.
to you. Okay,
Of
what
course,
suits you.
right,
But I'll give you the underlying fundamental principles on which my routine is based on.
right, right,
That's,
right.
I think, more important to learn from. So I see. I don't give in to the spontaneity, the thrill of the moment. कि अरे
Okay,
ये काम दिमाग में आ गया, exciting लगा, कर लिया. It's always plan first and then execute. Okay,
right,
people think that why waste time in planning? Just do it. No, planning cut downs your execution time by almost 40%. Now,
right,
by
right,
planning, I do not mean that you have to make a report or a project report. Planning means thinking on paper. Thinking in your mind is wandering. So
right.
always before I go to bed, my plan for the next day is ready. A ballpark plan, not a specific hour to hour plan. What are
Okay.
the three big goals I want to achieve tomorrow? Not the to-do list, the goals. To-do
Oh,
list could be chai patti leke aana hai, shoes ko
right.
polish karna hai. I'm not talking about those. Three goals, okay, or two goals, but not more than three. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So that is main thing, and then I decide and do it, and come what may, I will abide by those that plan.
So as you mentioned, goals and not to-do list. Like we have, like I or them, many we maintain to-do list. So how do you define the goals and to-do list and
Yeah,
goals
yeah,
each day? How do you keep them or so?
correct. See, to-do list is like uh, those non-negotiable activities which are required for our survival.
Right,
Like सब्जी मंडी में जाके fruits लाना वगैरह
right,
वगैरह. कुछ मोबाइल में प्रॉब्लम हो गया, खराब हो गया, उसको get it repaired. Now I have
right,
a big scratch on my car. I have to get it done from the car
right,
dealer. So these are part of to-do list. Now, how to? It's a very intelligent question, Ronak. How to differentiate between a daily goal and just a to-do list? So what you have to do is you have to fast forward and assume that having achieved that goal, what are your feelings? What kind of impact will it leave on you and on others? That
okay,
feeling will tell you whether it's just a daily chore which is to be checked off or it's a daily goal. Say, for example,
yeah,
talking to Ronak today on this podcast show was a goal for me, not a to-do list,
अच्छा,
because it will give me an amazing amount of satisfaction that it is in sync with my why, Mission Make India Read. Absolutely, yes. That it's not a to-do list. Yeah, we had two attempts where we failed to meet up.
yeah,
One was because of me, because of my ill health, I guess, and yesterday because you had a workload. Yeah,
yeah,
so that means I failed to achieve the goal for that day. That's fine because things were not in our control. So I guess you get the point. You have to fast forward and check the impact and your level of satisfaction. That will
right.
tell you whether it's just a to-do list or a goal.
So, which books do you prefer reading? Like, which is your genre? Like, whether it's a self-help books or fiction books or how?
Honestly, I read anything and everything, but on booklet per se, because we have plethora of entertainment around us. Today, you don't have to reach out to entertainment. Entertainment comes to you in some or the other way,
Right,
a joke or in the form of a video and whatnot, memes. So I thought, let me not read books which are like murder mysteries and erotics and romantic. Romance तो करता हूँ मैं कभी कभी. So my inclination is more towards learning than
right,
entertainment. That doesn't mean that we don't learn from fiction. Great books like Who Put My Cheese, a purely fictional work, or
right.
yeah, Livingston, Siegel Livingston, or Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. So great works, but yeah, more towards self-help, non-fiction books. Yes.
Right, right. So, do you do all these things on your own? So, of course, you would be having team, right? Because like having so many n number of books summaries on the page on your app. So do you have a team or you do it wholly solely?
Okay, that's a very I like the question that do I have a team to summarize the books? See, Ronak, before I read for India, I honestly read for myself. There is
Correct.
no point in asking Ronak and all the million peoples to read unless I don't read. So it's like asking somebody to exercise on my behalf to lose weight. I'll be a loser, right? So
Right.
when I'm reading and summarizing, it is for my growth. And as a
Right.
byproduct, you are getting the summary. So it's a perfect win-win. It's a selfish venture. I am working on myself. And do you really think I'm doing something innovative? I don't think so. You know, Ronak, in college days, your friend missed yesterday's lecture because his mother was unwell, and you casually said, "Okay, दोस्त, मेरे notes ले लो, तुम कल का तुम्हारा lecture miss हो गया ना." That's what
Right.
I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just sharing my notes wholeheartedly with the whole of India, with no charges, no selfish motive, and
Right.
suddenly I became the booklet guy.
So do you have competitors as well also in India or outside India?
See, I said I'm on mission Make India Read, and
Right.
it's followed by a full stop. It's not mission Make India Read and make Amrut famous or make Amrut rich. So I stand for the category of reading habit.
Okay.
Okay. So if you say that other reading apps are competitors to me, then I don't stand for reading habit. I have a selfish motive there. Are you getting my
Right.
point? Tomorrow, if Ronak steals away my code of Booklet app and launches his own reading app, I will embrace you with open arms. That thanks, Ronak, you have helped me to grow my mission. My mission is to make India read and not
Right.
make people dependent only on Booklet app, right? As I
Okay.
said, Booklet app is just an excuse, a stupid excuse to find some easier way to keep books alive in your daily routine. I don't care whether our viewers download Booklet app or not, but I really care that one of our viewers, if he or she gets inspired after listening to our conversation and reads at least 2 pages tonight before going to bed, I know my mission is accomplished.
Great. So one more question which pops up my mind is, like you summarize the books which have been written by various authors. So like you also have written a book. So any more plans to write a book or so?
Yes, 100%. You can expect series of books in the coming years. My
Okay.
second book is already in pipeline.
As-
So yes.
So is it a fiction or how is it? Because the first book was about seven reading habits. So is this the second book about a fiction novel or how it is? If you can give a glimpse.
A little premature to comment, but because I want to keep it as a secret. But I can
Okay.
tell you that it's a very unique blend of fiction, self-help messages, and autobiography. So I'm trying to blend all the three and engage you and get you lost in that world, which is neither fictional, no, partly fictional, partly real anecdotes and experiences in my life, backed up with great take-home messages.
Okay. So like you told about your book as well also. So how was this CA journey? Because did you clear all in the first go or how it was? Or it was come back again, May ke baad November?
See, Ronak, we know we have these unspoken etiquettes in CA community. Never ask each other how many attempts you took at. I still remember on the CA result day, if you don't get a call from your CA friend, you assume that he flunked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so these questions, you know it very well. These are the etiquettes we have to follow. Of course, I did not clear in the first attempt. I struggled, but I'm glad that I'm a chartered accountant. I don't regret, although I'm not doing anything related to CA. I really
Right.
don't regret because I've got immense amount of confidence about money, and I'll never go broke. I'll never go bankrupt because I know for an enterprise, the most important thing is fixed cost.
Right.
Covering the fixed cost is the most difficult part. So how can I keep it at bare minimum? These are the basic things which non-finance guys unfortunately don't understand, and they take some wrong financial decisions.
So, the CA results are around the corner. So what would you be saying to those, who are waiting for the results? Any advice?
Now, see, I remember, thanks to my elder brother. So it was a CA exam day, and my CA hall was like few minutes away. Luckily, I got a very close examination hall,
Center.
and I was sitting in the window and doing my last minute revision, and I was looking at my friends playing cricket, gully cricket downstairs, and I
Okay.
had a very miserable face because we have
Right.
exams in November and we have to sacrifice Diwalis and all. So my brother saw my sad face and said, "What's the problem? Why are you so sad?" I said, "देखो ना भैया, सब लोग खेल रहे हैं और मैं इधर पढ़ाई कर रहा हूँ." So you know what he said? He said, "देख, keep that book down and listen to me carefully. अगर तूने पूरे साल अगर पढ़ाई की है ना, तो लास्ट मिनट रिवीजन से घंटा कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है।
That
और अगर
is
पूरे
it.
साल तुमने पढ़ाई नहीं की है ना, तो भी लास्ट मिनट रिवीजन से घंटा कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है." And I still remember those golden words. And he said, "Close the book and go and play. Okay, you have 2 hours. Just enjoy. कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा." And I did
Right.
it, and I cleared. So it's all about how much effort you put on regular basis and not the last minute things. Yeah, it's not
Right.
the performance day. Sachin thrived in his career because of his net practice, and
Right.
his centuries on the match day was just a natural consequence, right?
Right.
So result day to out of question. You don't have to even think about it.
So do you play sports? Do you get time to play sports?
I'm a
Or
sports guy. No, I look like a geek reader with fat glasses and a tummy and gray hair. None of these features on me. I'm a sporty guy. I do calisthenics, I do swimming, I run, I sprint, I do rope jumps, animal movement. I'm a very sporty guy.
so how do you get time for, managing your work and doing all these activities as well also?
How do I get time to exercise and read and do all these
Yeah.
things? See, if someone says that I don't have time to dash, whatever, I don't have
Right.
time to exercise, he's actually saying I'm not interested in. Okay.
Right.
Nobody is busy in life. It's all about priorities.
Right.
So as I said, I think my biggest quality that I am proud of is that uh, I keep myself away from those time wasters, those addictive things, those addictive apps, those web series and Netflix and food. Food has become a new distraction nowadays. Just because you can get food by just playing your fingers on the screen.
Right.
I don't have Swiggy and Zomato's in my mobile. I don't have Netflix and Prime in my mobile. So I think the focus means to say 1,000 no's, and then you have ample time. I'm never short of time. Yeah, if you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you'll realize there's a long day. You have so many things to do. Okay,
Right.
so I think I think we are unfortunate generation which is surrounded with maximum number of distractions ever in human history.
Exactly. Right.
Right?
So, in your booklet journey, any three or four heart-touching moments, which you realized, कि हाँ मैं जो कर रहा हूँ वो सही कर रहा हूँ. In your up till now journey of launching booklet app.
Wow. Interesting question. Hmm. See, I have a I keep talking about social entrepreneurship, but I regret that I use this term from the beginning because now people start thinking that it's a different breed of entrepreneurs, but that's not the case. It's just a mindset. Yeah.
Right.
So I'll just give an example of you need not be even an entrepreneur for that. So
Right.
yeah, it's all about bringing compassion in your work and not be
Right.
ruthless and
Right.
just only think about the ends without bothering about the means.
Right.
That money pas paisa. See, for example, uh, so I was buying medicines at a medical shop for my father.
Okay.
There was a huge list of heavy drugs because my father is now bedridden and very old. So he
Okay.
was taking a lot of time to collect all those medicines. So I turned back and just I was observing the cars and people on the road, and suddenly a towing vehicle came. The vehicle who tows the uh,
Right,
cars
right,
and
right.
bikes which are
Car,
parked
right,
at the no parking zone. And so it stopped, and the guys came down and started lifting a motorbike. And
right,
there's always a traffic police wala in that vehicle. Yeah,
right,
he
exactly.
immediately got down, and what he said to those guys, to those bouncer guys, was an ideal example of a social entrepreneur. He
Okay,
said, देखो भैया यहाँ पे केमिस्ट का शॉप है, ऊपर हॉस्पिटल है. So there was a hospital above the
okay,
chemist shop. There is a fair chance कि ये जो बाइक जहाँ इसने लगाया है ना, कि कोई इमरजेंसी में हो सकता है, इसलिए उसने लगाया है, कुछ प्रॉब्लम
right,
हो सकता है. लेट्स नॉट ऐड फ्यूल टू हिज मिजरी. सो
right,
इसको छोड़ो. हाँ, सो उसने बाइक छोड़ दी. एंड नेक्स्ट, या जस्ट 2 yards नेक्स्ट, ओके, वो दूसरी बाइक जो मतलब हॉस्पिटल के थोड़ा दूर गए, दूसरी बाइक उठा रहे थे, और वो एक बंदा ओनर आया और झगड़ा कर रहा था. ही फॉट विद दैट गाय. नो, यू हैव ब्रोक द रूल, you have to pay the penalty. No mercy. I mean, the same policeman, and a complete different approach. One was a compassionate, empathetic policeman who was kind enough to understand, who was ready to bend the rule for the right person, for the right circumstance. And in
right.
second situation, he was like, no, law is law, no means no.
Okay. So, like, we move on to our last question of the podcast. So, any message you would like to give to the viewers?
Message to the viewers. See, it took me almost 4 years and 2000 books to understand a simple human philosophy or a principle, that ki, my growth is in helping others to grow. ये समझने में पहले तो मुझे समझ में नहीं आता थी, हाउ कैन आई ग्रो इफ आई हेल्प अदर्स टू ग्रो. वो
Right,
ग्रो हो जाएगा, मैं तो वहीं पे रह जाऊंगा. नो, दैट्स नॉट द केस. I know many of you won't understand it at a very young age, but trust me. Yeah, just ask any employer, any damn employer, be it an Indian or American, that there are two candidates in your company. Both are employees of the company. One is doing his job fantastically well. Okay,
right,
he's a perfectionist. Sub reports on time वगैरह कर रहा है. Yeah. The second guy, is helping all other employees in their work, solving their doubts. Yeah, helping them to go forward, helping them in their promotions,
right,
going out of the way and helping them, sharing lunch boxes. Yeah,
right,
whom as an employer will you promote faster? And everybody unanimously answered the second guy.
right,
Whereas I never said that the second guy is also good at his own job, but they
right.
invariably assumed that if he's helping others, he must be good at his
He
own
must
job.
be a good, right,
Now, how can I prove this better than this example? So, but unfortunately, everywhere in the corporate world, we are just focusing on our growth, my salary, my hike, my promotion, usko kyun mila? Yeah,
right,
just bring this slight change in your mindset. And the best example is the entity of army or any defense force, where
right,
they are being taught, whether it is Indian army or any, that your only goal on a battlefield is to save my brother on the right and my brother on the left.
right.
The object is not to kill the enemy, but to save my brothers on the left and right. Only
Right.
then you will win the war.
So I feel this podcast was quite an insightful podcast. Like the meaning of the message also which you conveyed कि आप खुद के लिए नहीं पहले दूसरों के लिए काम करो एंड आपके लिए खुद के लिए रास्ता बन जाएगा. And not just this message, but also the earlier messages which you gave were very touching, and it would add definitely a value to all the people. So thanks, Amrut, for the great podcast. It was great speaking to you, and looking forward for more interactions as well also.
Thank you. You threw such amazing questions that you forced me to extract those deep-rooted ideas which I've read from various books. Thank you so much for asking
Thank,
great questions.
thanks a lot. Thank you.
Bye. Happy reading, Ronak. Bye bye.
Bye bye.